Morning everyone, and welcome back to the Runpreneur vlog, where we discuss all things entrepreneurship and running. It is a fresh morning. The feels like temperature is -2, so yeah, pretty chilly, but hopefully the breeze stays down, so not too bad running conditions. But if I start slurring, it's because my face is starting to numb, so hopefully gives you an indication of how cold it is. It's Wednesday Wellbeing today, where we discuss all things well-being, mental health, mindset, those types of topics. And today's topic is how you can overcome fear and anxiety using your why. So as always, if you like this episode, please give it a like and a subscribe, and let's get started. So, topic today is how you can overcome fear, which can lead to anxiety. Fear can obviously lead to stress. Now, my vlog has always been about helping entrepreneurs overcome stress, overwhelm, anxiety, and that's the kind of order that things happens in. And fear is something which contributes to stress. Stress is when your body's trying to process something which is putting pressure on it. It puts you under tension, under pressure, and it's explained in this term as stress. Stress, when you put under more pressure, you can kind of get distracted from actually being able to kind of do what you need to do. You can freeze. It can come in forms of fear, and ultimately, if you kind of struggle with kind of entrepreneurial freeze because you're so stressed, that means then your workload goes up and up and up, and then you get overwhelmed. Overwhelm is when you just got far too much on and you don't know where to start. And what kind of happens there is it's almost like a rabbit in the headlights. You freeze and your body freezes up. You can't process things. Your head's full of stuff. You can't clear your mind. And as a result, you have this kind of entrepreneurial seizure, if you like, where you procrastinate and bury your head in the sand. And that then ultimately leads to your understanding that you're hugely stressed and hugely overwhelmed, and you don't know what to do, which then makes you anxious. And anxiety is really, it's a horrible place to be. It's like panic attack territory, whereby you're crying for help, and often it can be crying for help internally, because you're so conditioned to kind of bury your head in the sand or procrastinate or have this entrepreneurial seizure that you can't kind of come out of that, and then you're screaming for help internally, nobody's hearing you, and anxiety can then lead to things like panic attacks and mental breakdowns, which are horrendous. Now, I've never quite got to that stage, but I've been pretty close in my journey. So that's understanding how this kind of can evolve if you don't control it, and this is one tool that you can use. There's loads of tools to kind of managing stress, overwhelm and anxiety, and this is just one of them, but it's probably one of the most important, especially to entrepreneurs. So what I mean entrepreneurs is that, I mean, let's be honest, stress, overwhelm, anxiety happens to anybody. Now, entrepreneurs, I've often found, have a different kind of mindset to most people, in that they're, well, not most people, but they're probably more ambitious or more driven to kind of achieve. They have more goals. They're more kind of self-starters. That's just my feedback in terms of entrepreneurs that I've come across over the years, and I've come across a lot of them in comparison to people that are happy in a safe 9-to-5 job. Nothing against those people whatsoever, but you can see the difference in the mindset between the two. At the end of the day, if they're both happy, then that's job done. It's all around happiness, which is what this topic's about, really. It's about the why. Okay, so everybody has a why, and the key here is to have the why be almost overpower the fears, overwhelm, the stress, overwhelm, anxiety. If your why is big enough, it can become such a powerful force in your world that it can overpower these negative emotions. Because let's be honest, stress, overwhelm, anxiety are negative emotions. I know, well, it's not rocket science, but they are. You know, focusing on goals and where you want to go, visualizing, these are all positive emotions, positive experiences, and it's opposing forces. If you can make the positive stronger than the negative, the positive will win. if you make the negative stronger than the positive, the negative will win. And that's where the power of why becomes so effective in this process. Now, the biggest issue is that it's also scarily alarming, the number of entrepreneurs in particular who don't have a strong why. You know, I speak to people, what's your goal? You know, what you're trying to achieve? And they don't go deep enough. It's like, oh yeah, I just want to replace my income. Okay, well, and the easy way to do this is keep asking the question why, and keep going until you physically cannot go any further, but really dig yourself deep. So why do you want to replace your current job related income? Well, because I've always wanted to work for myself. Okay, why? Well, maybe because I've wanted to take control of my destiny. Okay, that's a good one, but why? Well, my wife is pregnant and got a child on the way, and she's going to be out of work soon, and I don't think I can support them on my current salary. Okay, so that's it. We're getting a bit deeper now. So why do you want to do this yourself? Well, because I think I can support my family and provide a legacy for them, and then you're starting to unearth that his real value is family, and that he's trying to support his family. But then you need to go a bit deeper on what he's going to do. His why is really strong there, but then what's his entrepreneurial goals to achieve that? If it's like, oh yeah, I'm doing this job, I hate it, but I know it, so maybe he's works in a food manufacturing plant, something along those lines, and absolutely hates it, but he knows it. So yeah, I'm just going to start my food manufacturing business. Well, that's not a strong enough why, because he hates it. He hasn't got passion for it. You've got to have a passion and a purpose for the entrepreneurial journey you're taking to really give yourself the best chance of succeeding. I love what I do, absolutely love it. I don't dread the working week. Okay, there's the odd day I do dread when I've got meetings that you're not particularly looking forward to, whatever. I think that's just normal, but 90% of the time I love what I do, and it's through choice. I'm so passionate about what I'm doing that hopefully that comes across. Passion is infectious. If you're passionate about something, if you try and sell something, here's an analogy. If you're a salesperson, I came from a background in sales, and I've sold products that I don't really believe in. I've sold products that I absolutely believe in, and the conversion rate speaks for themselves, because I can almost tell you now that if you believe in something without even knowing it, subconsciously your passion you'll be exuding your passion, and the person you're selling to will see that passion and think, blimey, this is amazing, and they'll buy into that, and they'll potentially want to purchase whatever you're selling. That's because the power of that positive attitude towards that. If it's something you don't believe in, no matter how passionate you try and make yourself, unless you're an Oscar-winning actor, it's really difficult to get that same level of positive energy across the other side. And they detect it. It's almost like a sixth sense. They detect that, you know what, this guy doesn't have confidence in his product. Why on earth should I buy it if he has no confidence in it? And that comes across. And that's because you've kind of attached yourself to something in such a positive manner. So if you're going to start your own business, make sure you're starting it in something that is not necessarily the actual business, because the problem with business, I suppose, is people like all the different industries and all that side of things, but let's be honest, there's so much about business which is not specific to the product or service or the industry you're within. The process of running a business in any industry, there's so many consistents there, and so one, you've got to love business in general and the process of running a business, setting up a business. If you don't love that, it's really difficult for you to make a good crack at this as an entrepreneur. You've got to love the business element of it, otherwise you're almost destined for failure. And then number two, you've got to have something that the transformation that you're giving your end user is strong enough to fit with your passion and your purpose. And if it does that, then the positive impact you're putting on other people will kind of, it'll be absorbed like power, and you'll get stronger and stronger the more people you help in a positive sense. And it's the whole purpose of serving people, and the more people you serve, the more fulfilled you'll become. And it's that type of mantra, and that's where you start unearthing the powerful why. So if I was going to summarise this, I've talked about, we know the process that It starts with stress. Stress then leads to overwhelm. Overwhelm can then lead to anxiety, which is a big no-no if you can avoid it. How you can overcome that is have the positive emotions be stronger than the negative ones. And if we start with looking at our why, our purpose, our passion, what we're doing this for, and we need to make sure that's so strong. And the only way you can make sure that's so strong is understand what you want it to achieve from a personal stance. So why are you doing this? And I say the easy way to do this is just keep asking the question why when you answer it, until you get to a stage where you can't answer it anymore, and that will go deep enough then. So I want to replace I gave the example, I want to replace my job income. Well, why? Because I want to take control of my life. Why? Because, you know, potentially my wife's pregnant and we've got a kid on the way, and I don't think I can support my existing salary. Okay, that's good. Why? Because there's a glass ceiling in my business, whatever, or the business I'm working in, and the progression rate is so slow. And I think give myself 6 to 9 months, I'll be able to hopefully replace my income and support my family more effectively. Okay, so then you're going, well, okay, you've unearthed the fact that it's family, and that's the personal, so family and legacy planning, all these types of things, which is the real why. Now, what are you going to do? Okay, I'm going to start a I don't know, food manufacturing business. Well, but why are you starting that? Because I've worked in that role. But why? Why? Because you worked in the role. She didn't enjoy it. Well, yeah, it's true, but it's all I know. So you're then saying, well, that's not strong enough reason. You need to find something that you've got a passion and a purpose for doing. Because if this isn't positive enough, it's not going to overcome stress, overwhelm, and anxiety. Because this stuff grows like a snowball. If you give it an inkling of opportunity in your well-being, it just evolves and gets bigger and bigger and bigger and eats away at you. So you've got to make sure that from a personal and a business perspective, your whys are strong enough to create this big, chunky, strong why, which is going to overpower stress, it's going to overpower overwhelm, it's going to overpower anxiety whenever it looks as though it could potentially rear its ugly head. So I hope that's been useful, and I hope that's a decent enough summary. So as I said, understand what how stress works, how it leads to overwhelm, how it leads to anxiety. Understand that is number one. Number two, counteract those negative emotions with positive ones, and the big one being your why or your purpose. Okay. Step three, break your why into two. So you want your personal reasons, what do you want to gain personally from this, and B, what do you want to gain in terms of serving others? What's the purpose of what you're trying to achieve? And once you get to that stage, hopefully the two combined will be stronger than your negative emotions. And every time you start feeling yourself falling into the traps of getting majorly stressed, which can lead to overwhelm, which can lead to anxiety, you remind yourself of why you're doing this from a personal and a business perspective, and quite often that alone will pull you back down, get you grounded, get your mind clear again, and allow you to crack on and keep on the right path rather than the wrong one. So that's pretty much it for me today. As always, if you've got any questions on this stuff, drop me a comment, I'll respond to every one. If it's a bigger question, I'll still respond, but I'll do a separate vlog episode and tag you in. If this is relevant to you, no drama, just unfollow me on your social platforms and it'll stop cluttering up your feeds. But before you go, make sure you do check out the Runpreneur YouTube channel, because I do a different topic on every day of the week. So just because today's topic isn't relevant, you know, every other day might be. So check it out. They're all sorted into nice and neatly into playlists, and it's a completely free resource you can dip in and out of on an ad hoc basis. Also check out the Facebook Runpreneur community group, where I host the free resources that accompany this vlog. And morning, and the first one being my 70-step process for content repurposing, reformatting and optimizing your content across all social platforms. Now, to do what I do with my vlog, it takes over 10 hours per day per episode to get it across every platform, with all the editing and everything that goes into that. So if you want to see the exact process I go through, and hopefully you can cut bits and pieces out as what you can implement into your business, I strongly recommend you check that out. So that's pretty much it for me today. As always, if you like this video, please give it a like, comment and a subscribe. If you want to watch similar episodes, please check out the playlist link on my YouTube channel. And all that's left to say is, as always, stay positive, stay happy, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.